So Caitlin is 18 months, not quite 2, but she's certainly starting to demonstrate the terrible 2s, or some parents say terrible 3s. And so it's been very difficult. I think a lot of times they start to throw tantrums because they want something or they need something, but they're not able to effectively communicate it with you. So slow down, try to get everybody to sit down, take a minute, stay calm, and figure out what's going on. Hi everyone, welcome back to my Mommy's Life channel, where I share with you guys my journey as a first-time mom, dentist, and business owner. So Caitlin is 18 months, not quite 2, but she's certainly starting to demonstrate the terrible 2s, or some parents say terrible 3s. And so it's been very difficult. So just most recently we were catching a flight, and she decided that this was the perfect time to lash out, throw herself on the floor, and just start wailing with her face planted in the middle of SeaTac. And so, of course, I was mortified. I look around, everyone's just looking at us, and it was at that moment where I really started to understand that, we need to stop judging. We need to really stop judging and being more empathetic, because after having gone through it, there is sometimes where you really can't help it. So rather than staring at the mom that is really having a terrible time with a kid lashing out and they're just kicking and screaming, let's just be empathetic, because it is really hard. Sometimes you can't help it. There's nothing you can do but just to let them scream. But in today's video, I want to share with you guys 3 tips that's going to help you guys get through terrible 2s and survive them. So here we go. Number 1 is to stay calm. A lot of pediatricians as well as psychologists will tell you to make sure you stay calm, stay cool-headed. It's really important. When you start to get riled up, you start to get angry or raise your voice, that is just going to make the situation worse. And so let's make sure we stay calm, start to rationalize, hey, let's sit down for a minute. What is making you upset? How can I help you? Why is this happening? Because I think a lot of times they start to throw tantrums because they want something or they need something, but they're not able to effectively communicate it with you. So slow down, try to get everybody to sit down, take a minute, stay calm, and figure out what's going on. Number 2, stick to a routine. I thought that Caitlin might be getting a little bit older and she might not need her naps. And I was terribly wrong, because there have been times where I would ask her, hey Caitlin, do you want to take a nap? And she says no, and I just let her be. And then I later pay for it. And a lot of times it's at a restaurant or while we're out. And so I think that making sure that you guys stick to a routine when it comes to nap, especially if they're not ready to get rid of naps altogether, make sure they get their sleep in so that they're energized and they're ready to do whatever activity you guys had in mind for later in the day. Okay, and my 3rd tip is to not reinforce the behavior. I know this is really, really tough, and sometimes it's difficult to remember that, hey, if they're screaming, then we can't just give into what they're asking for. So there are times where I know it's close to her bedtime and all she says is cookie, cookie, and she's just crying, she's screaming, and she just won't stop until I give it to her. And at the beginning, you're very much focused like, oh my gosh, I just need to make this screaming stop. So you fall into the trap of giving them what they want, and in reality, you're reinforcing it. You're telling them that, hey, if I scream or if I throw a tantrum, that's actually going to get me what I want. And in reality, that's not how we want to teach our kids. And so I started to, whenever she starts to throw a tantrum, I actually start to ignore it if I know it's something that, she shouldn't be doing or shouldn't be having at the moment. And what I realize is if I just start to walk away, it takes 30 seconds or so and she'll stop. I mean, immediately the waterworks stop. It's pretty impressive. And at that point, she'll actually come back over and, start rationalizing with me a little bit more, because she knows that she's not going to get what she wants by screaming. And so at that point, I try to negotiate. If it's something that I'm like, okay, I can give you 1. And, she'll be fine with that. But I know that it was not making the situation any better by basically positively reinforcing that negative behavior. So keep that in mind next time they throw a tantrum. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I just wanted to share these 3 tips with you guys and also let you guys know that this is really tough. And for anybody who hasn't gone through it, show some empathy. Next time you see a mom in a grocery store with a screaming child, don't just stand there and stare. If they drop something, maybe pick it up for them and just not judge, because you just never know how difficult or what is going through for other people. And so this is really important, and I've learned this, and it's become much more easy for me to accept other people's struggles and try to be understanding and lend a helping hand at difficult times. So keep that in mind for all you guys out there. I know it's tough, but they will grow out of it. I've been told anyways. And I hope that you guys find this video useful. If you guys have any comments or any tricks that you guys have in dealing with tantrums, please leave me comments below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Okay, so make sure you subscribe so that you never miss when I post a new video. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.